Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Geeks Around. My name is DeAno Jackson, your executive producer. We're here once again to talk about The Walking Dead. Sort of a small group today, hurricane going on, craziness, people losing power. Haven't watched the episode yet, but still, we keep soldiering on. Here with me, as always, the co-host Matt Moore. What's going on, Matt?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, hopefully your power can stay on today. It's like, I don't want to hear no news. The hurricane is...
power is going to go out right now.
So that shouldn't happen. How about you doing, man?
I'm good.
Just kidding.
Matt, don't make me punch you. All right, so we're here talking all about the most recent Walking Dead episode 303, Walk With Me. During 302, it's like you guys remember last week, my biggest complaint, no Michonne. This time it was...
Hey, you got a handful today.
Huh? Yeah. I was very happy. What did you guys think of the episode overall?
I thought it was a good
I really
episode.
liked it. I
thought
really liked
it
the
introduced some new
introduction of the
characters. And yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just going to say that I like the way they introduced the new characters. I thought they have good actors portraying them.
Definitely. It's like, what did you think of finally seeing the governor on screen?
I was disappointed it wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that would have been hilarious. For all the wrong reasons. How about you, Matt?
Never. Oh, wait, sorry. I just retold the worst joke in the entire episode.
Good God.
That was pretty bad. So, yeah, I really liked the governor. I thought up until, he slaughtered those soldiers, I was thinking, you know what, this guy, may not be so bad. And
Yeah,
then
that's
that
what I was...
happened.
Because my sister watched the episode before me, and she's like, oh, that guy's mean. What the hell? He seems pretty nice so far. And the last half of the episode, like, oh, I see now.
It's like it really seemed like he had a good thing going. It's like he seems to be. It's like I don't even know what exactly his thing is. It's like, especially when we get to the end of the episode, it's like, and we'll get to that. But it's
yeah. Because I have a question too about the end.
Yeah, I think all of us have some questions about the end. Because that was some freakiness. But this episode started off as like, also, it's like, oh, and here's the big one. Let's just go ahead and get this out the way right now. The return of Merle.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. But here's the interesting thing. It's like, for me, it's like it almost seemed like this was a different Merle. This is Merle version 2.0 we're seeing here. Because, like, remember before...
Yeah, he got like a fucking robot arm, practically.
Well, no, I'm not even talking about the arm. I'm talking about his personality. Before, he's this racist asshole, didn't really seem to give a flying fuck about anyone. But here is like, I mean, he's kind of into society, and he's still Merle. But after Andrea,
Maybe being in a community like that has helped him somewhat. I don't know though.
But you saw lots of examples of this. It's like, I mean, we know he's a racist prick, and here standing in front of him is a black woman, and he didn't really say a whole lot. Also, when Andrea told him that about her sister dying, he actually seemed to be sad and offer condolences, and actually seemed to mean it. Now, look back at season 1, Merle. Does that sound like something season 1 Merle would have done?
That's very true. It seemed to me, at least at one point, that the governor kind of had him whipped, in a way. Basically, it was him going, yes, massa.
That's true, too.
It's like I just want to see where this goes with this new Merle, particularly. Is like, I mean, he now he's got some word on his brother. Doesn't know whether he's still currently alive, but knows at least that he was recently enough. And it's like I'm really anticipating those two characters, Daryl and Merle, reuniting. Actually, I'm anticipating Rick and Merle reuniting. That should be it.
Yeah, it's once that happens, it'll be interesting to see which way Daryl goes, whether Daryl sticks with Rick or not.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, yeah, it's like, do you think that there was a chance that he would just
Well, some Merle just joins them.
you see that one happening, or rather, it's like, I mean, Merle hopping and joining them. It's not. I guess it's not even really a matter if Merle would do it. Do you think the group would be okay with that? Anyone in the group not named Daryl?
I don't know. Maybe if he can kind of prove himself. I don't know.
yeah. Oh, all right. What do you imagine that he could possibly do to prove himself? And you guys watching, feel free to comment on.
Well, like you said, that he's a different person. If he can somehow prove himself that, I don't know, maybe. It's a long shot, but it's a possibility, I guess.
Very much a long shot. But the more interesting question is, like Matt was bringing up, Daryl. What if Daryl decides to, to reunite with his brother and join the governor and his crew?
Right.
Yeah. That would definitely hurt the main group, because he does a lot for the main group. He has become, as they said in the episode, a very important part of the group. He stepped up pretty hardcore.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. It's like now he's pretty much Rick's right-hand man. So it's like I'm seeing a scenario popping up where
he's the vice president of the Rick-tatorship.
Yeah, essentially, or Secretary of Defense anyway. But it's like, I think it'll be a very interesting dynamic once these two characters reunite. It's like, I mean, I think that Daryl is going to have some hard decisions to make because him and Rick seem to have honestly formed a bond. And with his brother, that is like, it's going to really test his loyalties, I think.
I also like, and I just want to point it out because I've been playing Bloodlines. I really like Daryl's hidden blade.
Yeah, very awesome, isn't it?
Or Merle's hidden blade. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's not. It's like, I don't know if it's so much hidden, rather so much as detachable. It'd be awesome if it was like retractable, but I think it just comes off.
It almost makes you want to lose one of your own arms so you could have that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I think he moves it forward or something.
See, I'll tell you, had the easy when he got his hidden blade. He just lost a finger.
Yeah, I think Ezio was probably a little bit better off.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. In this episode, it's like as cool as it was to see Michonne on screen, it's like she honestly didn't do too much talking.
Yeah, she's becoming the new. What's the other black guy's name? I can't even remember his name.
And that's kind of the point.
Yeah. She's taking his role for the season.
Yeah, but it's like, it's been brought up by other people too, and that's why I wanted to comment on it. The comparisons with T-Dog in season 2 is like, he was just in the background. It's like Michonne was silent, but she was silent for.
Might as well have been an extra.
She was silent for a very particular purpose. It's like she clearly does not trust the governor, does not trust any aspect of this thing, and you can see that on every single look on her face. It's like, I love the looks that she gives people. Like when the governor first says, I knew you'd feel comfortable with your sword and blah, blah, blah. And Michonne just turns and looks at him. If looks could kill, the governor would have dropped dead right then and there. Michonne was happy.
Remember the guy, the scientist in the CDC center a couple seasons back?
Yeah.
I guarantee that if you got every black person from The Walking Dead, put their lines together, it would still be less than him. For some reason, they just don't write lines for anyone that is not white or Asian.
Well, T-Dog stepping his game up this season. We've already seen more of him than we have in the entire.
Like 3 whole lines.
Well, don't forget he has a riot shield now too. That's progress. A riot shield.
At least he's doing something. It's like, remember, I pointed out in the discussion for episode 301, he made the first noise or anything of this entire season.
Can we refer to T-Dog as Silent Bob from now on?
Okay.
All he needs is a trench coat and a boombox. That'd be great. He just stands around making it looking intimidating, which is.
Or he can be the black version, Silent Chocolate.
There you go. That would be absolutely fantastic. But it's like, and then moving forward is like because the governor is like, I also like is like they're still trying to figure out some things about the walkers. One thing that really hasn't been gotten into is whether or not the walkers retain any of their humanity, and the governor has people apparently very much interested in trying to figure this out. I just don't understand.
I didn't want to jump to the end this early, but that could be an explanation of the ending. Do we want to discuss the ending yet?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Might as well.
The fish tanks with various zombie heads in it, which, by the way, I did not realize that the zombies stayed alive even after being decapitated.
I did not realize that either.
But apparently it's true. Is they just can't control their bodies anymore, but their heads still remain. That's new information for us.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of weird. Well, I guess it would have to be if you don't destroy the brain, the head still continues to work. That
makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And thus, every zombie that Michonne has ever dealt with is quite alive still, because she's a fan of decapitation.
Yeah,
but yeah, you see the various zombie heads in the fish tanks. I wonder if the governor is just trying to figure out whether or not, just watch them over a long enough period of time to figure out whether they retain their humanity. Or any
I don't know when I zoomed up on one of the heads like it was someone we were supposed to know.
Yeah, what was with that? The fat head.
Yeah, I was like, well, is it Fat Albert or something? What am I supposed to be looking at here?
What fat head? The last head they showed right before?
Yeah, they like zoomed in and had extra special for no reason.
That was the military dude that they rescued.
Oh.
The military.
Okay.
Yep.
It was hard to tell in the tank.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. I was like, I thought that's who it was, so I actually, looked back in the episode to verify. But yeah, that's who that was. That's why.
Okay, now that all makes sense then.
Deal out of it, because it shows even that guy, he killed him, cut off his head, and put it in the freaking fish tank. It's like, and also it's like they seem to be very, very interested in Michonne's pets, which unfortunately she had to dispatch early on in the episode.
Yeah, and that was kind of interesting. I think it's kind of cool that someone, even if it's the governor, has the facilities to do scientific work, and they're actually doing the science to try and figure all of this out. Because the more you know, and knowing is half the battle. In this case, literally.
Pretty much, but Michonne don't really seem to be the talkative type. It's like, I mean, as close as even she as Andrea have grown, there's a lot of stuff that apparently even Andrea doesn't know about Michonne because Michonne hasn't.
Well, she's just dumb as hell.
Oh yeah, it's like she's all, ooh, Governor, how you doing? Ooh, what's your name, baby? Oh, you gonna tell me your name? What the hell?
Dumbititis. That's what it is.
It's like, see, she's gonna end up in a bad situation, and Michonne's gonna go for a sword.
I'm surprised Michonne didn't go for a sword at dinner.
I was shocked Michonne didn't go for a sword.
Andrea was the one that had a thing with Shane last season, right?
Say what?
Andrea was the one that had a thing with Shane last season, right?
Yeah.
She's probably gonna fall for the governor now.
Yeah, that definitely seems to be
just
it.
To replace him, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But
trying to think how much. No, we're not going to talk comic book spoilers because it's like they could go a couple of ways with this. There's a very bad thing that happens at some point, and I'm not sure where they're going to go with it. Go with it here. For those of you that know the comic books, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to avoid too many future spoilers. Current spoilers, I'm fine with, just not future.
Right.
Because, yeah, if you haven't watched it, obviously you're watching the wrong show.
Oh, that brings me one of the things I didn't like about the episodes. Some of the scenes felt like they were trying to explain things to people that have jumped into the show right now. Like they're describing, if you die, it doesn't matter how you die, you come back as a zombie, and other things like that. felt like they were trying to catch people up to speed. And it's like, well, if you start starting with season 3, you're an idiot. Like, some of these things could have been explained to the people off camera.
Like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense to me that Michonne and Andrea wouldn't know that by now. I mean, it has been over a year since this happened, and yeah, and
like things like explaining why she has the walkers, whether it was repellent, that I can understand. Because not everyone's read the comics or may not know that yet.
Yeah, but it's like I think for storyline reasons they definitely had to go ahead and explain things to her, and it's like one of our viewers, Michael Banks, is like he's commented that he's still waiting for to hear Michonne's story. You might be waiting a little bit for that one. It's like I did an interview with Denai Guerrera a couple of weeks ago, and she very pointedly said that Michonne's story breaks very, very slowly throughout this season because Michonne ain't the talkative type. She's not one to let people. But so while you're gonna have to wait to get the full details on exactly who Michonne is, it's coming. Denai really seemed to be.
That's like the story of my life with television. Waiting.
Yeah, pretty much. But it fits into her archetype very well.
Can I ask a question for someone who's only read the first few comics?
Go for it.
Or from someone who's only read the first few comics? Is this how it happens in the comics? Does Michonne end up meeting the governor before Rick ends up finding out about him?
I don't think so. Michonne and Andrea partnership is not something that ever happened. Andrea was not ever separated from the group, so it's like for that aspect, they're kind of branching out into new territory here.
Okay.
I also have a question. I have a question that kind of ties into the game. Episode 3, from what I've read anyway, Lily is actually in the place where the governor is in the comics. So I was wondering, did somebody cast her as a character, or is she just not important at all?
Wait, what?
Lily, you remember the one that stole off with the bus?
Remember Lily?
Yeah, somebody said she's a character in the comics. I don't know if that was true or not. I don't know if it's maybe a minor character or not.
I don't remember Lily, but I do know that except for Glenn and Herschel, everyone
I know those.
That's in the game was specifically made just for the game. That's coming
right, because I've seen. That's not like I've only seen this one place. I've just seen talks of like if anybody's casting Lily. I don't know. I guess she was maybe like a cameo role in the comics or something. I don't know. That's just something I've been wondering about, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's any particular fruit to that rumor there. I don't know.
That's interesting, though. Is I hadn't considered that. I had considered if there was some crossover between the TV show and the video game, but I hadn't considered.
From what I've heard, the game takes place in the same universe as the comics.
That's correct. But except for those brief interactions in the first episode, it goes completely
right.
So yeah, there will definitely not be integration with the TV show. That's completely off the table.
Now, was it me, or does it seem like the governor was a bit more interested in Rick's group than you would expect him to be?
Yeah, definitely. And I was going to bring that up. He seems, well, it's like, I mean, because we've seen what he does to other groups that of survivors that might have some supplies. So it's like hearing of a whole nother group that might have some sort of be sustainable on their own. Oh, I'm quite certain he's going to be interested in that.
All he sees is more guns and items and supplies.
Mm-hmm. So it's like eventually there is going to be a huge clash here between the governor and his people and Rick and his people. That is absolutely inevitable. The only question is, like, I mean, on which side of the chip's going to fall here?
And will the world end by the time that actually happens?
I think in their view, for the most part, already has. All right, any wild speculations for the future?
No, I'm good.
I don't really have anything. Oh, one thing I did want to bring up, though. Remember how we were talking last week? Somebody was watching Carol while she was dissecting or forming a C-section on the zombie?
Yeah.
Well, that was Merle watching her, if you believe that this episode took place before the second episode. Because Merle showed interest in the other group. If you understand what I'm saying.
Okay. So I mean, so what you're suggesting is that episode 303 took place chronologically before 302.
Right. And that was Merle. He found where Rick was and the other people.
It's entirely possible. I think it'd be kind of dumb, but it's possible.
I mean, who else could that have been in episode 2, though?
It would be very comic bookish.
Wait, what was that, Matt?
I was going to say it'd be very comic bookish. In comic books that happens a lot where one comic book issue comes out in March and it refers to something that hasn't happened until April or May. And it goes, for more information, read this issue.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be kind of like the comic books if that were true.
I really hope it's not. It's like, I mean, I'm really hoping it's something else going on here. Something else that we haven't considered. It's like if it was Merle that was spying on her and they did this, kind of took things out of chronological order, I'll be very, very disappointed. I mean, it's normal for the show to do the teasers before the credits that are chronologically out of place. That's normal, but it's like, I mean, an entire episode like that for The Walking Dead, that would be extremely out of place.
I wouldn't put it past them though, because the mystery, I would assume, draws in views, I guess. I think, oh, we can put in this cheap little mystery here and just reveal it to be Merle.
Well, yeah, but who else is talking about it except for us?
That's true too.
It's like,
how many people have noticed that someone was spying on her other than us?
Yeah, it was like we're the ones that pay attention to every detail. It's like, I mean, your average person's like, I had to point out to my girlfriend that someone was spying on her. Like, I actually had to point it out because she completely missed it. So it's like if it was some sort of grand plan to get some more viewers, it's like that failed.
I think it was kind of a way to tease people back in 2 weeks because everybody was going to end up watching the Michonne episode because you have to. But definitely. This way, I don't know. I think it just brings more intrigue for the upcoming episode.
Yeah, and this upcoming episode looks like it's going to be a little bit of back.
Looks like it's going to be split down the middle, honestly.
Yeah, that's the way it's looking for me too. It's like, I mean, we've had our prison episode, just sorting that out, and we've had our Michonne and the Governor and all that episode. I
think that was good the way they did that too. Introduce everyone with entire episodes dedicated to their situations, and then you can slowly mix it up for all the other episodes.
Agreed. I definitely think that was the best way to do it. It was a very good tactic to move forward here. But now it's like, I mean, to keep in mind, it's like this year is like the split season. We've got 8
I hate when they do that.
Here, 8 episodes. That's it. It's like, and coming up next week is a Killer Within, the 4th episode in the 3rd season. It's definitely time to move things forward. Anyone got anything else before I close this out?
No, I'm good.
What the hell is Killer Within?
That's the and we will find out this Sunday. Walking Dead on AMC. This is DeAno Jackson signing off with Matt Moore and Rob. This has been Geeks Around for episode 303. We will be right back here at it next week.
And hopefully we have more people.
yeah, and hopefully have more people. No more hurricanes, please.
Next week will be a tornado.